coloring, we are now going to color our character because right now he's looking a little bit gray and sad. So let's liven it up a little bit with a little bit of colors. Now to add colors, or what are called materials, all we have to do is select the head right here and go to this beach ball / nuclear looking icon right here. Now selecting this, you could see that we are now in the material properties, and we have a material and a bunch of options right here that look really, really overwhelming. But again, fear not. Let's start from the very beginning. I'm going to hit the minicycline right there to just delete that. Now this plus and minus icon right here is to add new slots, kind of like a slot machine at Vegas. No, I'm kidding. You can't win anything here. But if we click the plus icon right here, it adds a new slot. And in this new slot, we could add a new material by clicking New. You could see it adds a material. And right now, we could also have a preview right here of how the material looks. However, I don't really use that now. The surface right here, this is the actual material. And right now, we could see that the material is set to Principled BSDF. Now, this is the most popular material because you could achieve pretty much anything with this material. However, if we click here, you can see we have different materials, such as an emission material, a class material, glossy, etc., and a bunch of other ones. But fear not, because 99% of the time you'll be using Principled BSD, because on this one, you could create a glass material, a metal material, etc. Everything. So this is the go-to material. Now the next option is the base color. This is the color of your character or of the material. If we click this, we get a color wheel and we could change the color. However, right now it's not updating in the viewport, and that's because we're in a viewport called solid mode. If we go to the top right here, we could see its viewport, shading, and solid. We have another viewport shading called wireframe, which displays everything as a wire. Check it out. It's the Terminator. All right. And like I said, we have solid right here. And the next one after is material shading mode. And now we got a blue guy blue, but I did all right. I promise no singing in future courses, so I will not. Now you can make this character whatever color you want. I'm going to go ahead and go for a blue color. Why not? So again, you could change the color here, and on the right, you could use the mouse wheel or use this to make it darker or lighter. And now down here, we have a bunch of different options. And we're going to take a look more at these later on during the course for different materials that we're going to add to our other characters. But for now, let's take a look at roughness. Roughness right here is basically how shiny, or opaque roughness right here is basically how shiny or not shiny your character is. So with the roughness all the way down to 0, you could see it's really reflective and very shiny. So you can make your cube character like a mirror if you want. All right, and all the way to 1 is not shiny or reflective at all. I'm just going to put it somewhat reflective and shiny to about a 0.5, where it originally was 0.5. I guess I put mine to 0.55. All right. So that's pretty much all the options we'll take a look at. Now, how do we add the materials to the other parts of the body? 2 ways to do that. If we select the arm, for example, right here, we could select the icon right here, and then select material 001. By the way, it's good habit to rename your materials. So let's go to this material and name it blue guy, and then select the arm. Go to the material and select that material blue guy. Now that's one way to do it. However, again, short cookies are much easier. I'm going to left click and drag and select all the parts of the body that do not have the material. Then shift select one other part of the body or that has the material. Now, one thing I want to point out as well, when you select objects, they are a dark orange, and the last selected object in the chain will have a lighter orange around it. You could see these have a darker orange, and this has a lighter orange, meaning that this is the last selected object. And then, if we hit Control L, which is a shortcut to make links, we could link all the new parts or the new body parts to that material. So right here, if we select materials, it will link this material blue guy to all the other parts of the body. Now, another thing I want to show you right here under the material, you see, we have a low number 6. And this 6 basically means that this material is applied to 6 different users or 6 different objects. If we change the color of this, you can see that it changes the color of everything. Now let's say you only wanted to change the color of the head. Well, with the head selected, you have to unlink it or click the number right here. And it will now make it a single user. And we could rename this to Blue Guy Head. And now we could change the color of just the head. And you could see that now the body parts have 5 users. So that is how you add materials and add different materials to different parts of your objects. You have to make them single users is what it's called. This is a single user because it's only used on one user or one object. And these are multiple users because this material is used on 5 objects. All right, for now I'm just going to go ahead and delete this material. I hit the Exarchia and on the head on a select blue guy and make it a blue color. Now, one thing you could see that the other materials still exist, even though we deleted them. And that's because they're just kind of like in the cache of Blender. You could see that next to the materials. There's a 0 next to it. And this means that they have 0 users. If you save this file and then open it again, these materials will disappear once you reopen it, because again, they have 0 users. All right, sweet, we got our blue guy. Nice last thing. Let's just add in a plane shift. They add mesh plane to add in a floor. It's to scale it up and then GZ and bring it up to a stubby little feet like that. All right, nice. Let's say this file now, good habit to have, is to go File Surveys and then save this as character. To the reason being is let's say this file gets corrupted. You want to be able to go back on another file, such as character 1 or character 5, 6, etc. So you want to have multiple save files of your same scene, not all just on one, because again, if it gets corrupted, you are, bad word. It's not good, and you will have to restart and remake your character from scratch. So that is no bueno, not too good. All right, sweet, we got our little character here. Super cute. I'll see you in the next video chat for now. Over.